like, bro, she got a kid. Look at his back. Oh my god. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we're gonna be reacting to The Future of America by Sowell. Future of America. I don't know, man. I seen somewhere that it's like language changes over time, but it's like, how does that change come? Like, is it like enforced? Is it like gradual? Is it natural? Is new words introduced? Like, I don't know, like certain words are being misused nowadays so much that I feel like in the future that it's just gonna be that meaning. I don't know, but the future of America, man, it's just like language and certain stuff. Like, you can't talk about certain things on like television anywhere, or like your job is going to be like hindered or limited. Like, you can't talk about these certain groups of people or make these types of jokes, or you can't say this or you can't say that because I hurt my feelings. Your feelings. It seems to be what it's about. Enjoying these Sowell reactions, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share, man, to road to 10K subscribers. Really appreciate all your support. We're gonna hop right into the video.
Are you pessimistic about America?
Yes, I'm pessimistic about the future. Sometimes I tell younger people I'm glad I'm as old as I am because I'm not going to see how this is all going to end.
What are you pessimistic about in particular?
I'm pessimistic about the decline of values because that's what's inside people. And if that's not there, the rest of it is not going to matter.
Which values in particular?
Honesty is one that you don't see a lot of. The whole attitude that you're entitled. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, what does entitlement and a right mean? It means that other people are bound to provide you with what you don't provide for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why are other people bound to do something for you that you're not going to do for yourself?
You tell a tale of two blackouts that illustrate what's taking place here. The first blackout takes place in November 1965. I can actually remember that. We lived in upstate New York.
I lived in upstate New York.
And there was a moment, I can remember when we were having dinner and the lights in the house went dark, and then came back up for a moment. We all looked at each other and thought, what just happened here? Well, of course, when we turned on the television, we found out what happened. Huge power outage in New York City, whereas upstate, the lights just went down and came back on. In New York City, the city went black for the whole night.
Yes.
And you write that night the crime rate was lower than usual. 1965. Second blackout, very similar event, takes place in July 1977, and you write again, New York City was again dark throughout the night, but now there was widespread looting and arson.
Yes.
65 people behaved themselves in New York City in the dark.
Yes.
And in 70, so what happens in those 12 years?
This was one of the many things that turned to the worst in the 1960s. There's a whole slew of them. Steven Pinker has a book about international murder rates, and he said the general trend over the centuries is for the murder rate to go down, but in the 1960s the rate did a U-turn, as he put it. It went right up, and this was common across Western societies.
And it is because of
the same vision out there.
And the vision, so I'm trying to, I guess one thing I'm trying to get at here is the extent to which, how does it work itself out? Are the cops, because of this new social vision, between 1965, people know that if they try looting or arson, the cops will come right at them?
No.
There's
only so much the cops can do. The first line of defense is morality and the law as a statement of what the principles are. You delegitimize that, and all you've got are the police. There aren't that many police. You could double the number of policemen, and if you destroy the morality, you're not getting anywhere.
So in 1965, people who'd grown up, let's see, 65, that's going to be dominated by people who'd been through, the adults in 65, remember the Depression.
Yes.
They remember the Second World War.
Yes.
They've had the experience of rebuilding the country in the 1950s, and they take for granted what we would now term traditional morality. Is that correct?
Yes.
You just don't steal things.
Yes.
You don't destroy property.
Yes.
So what?
Another.
We didn't build none of this stuff, man. We just live here. Like, we Like this house I'm in right now, someone built this house before I came here. Everything's so easy nowadays. You think you know everything because you can go on the internet and look it up. Oh my God, I've seen it 7 times before on Google. I know what I'm talking about, obviously. It's just so much. It's just the internet. I knew before the internet, before I was ever on YouTube, anything, I used to draw so much. So much. A lot of my hobbies that I used to love doing, reading. Once I got introduced to the internet and I was it's like all this useless, I just became like distracted. I just lost the invitation of value. And that loss of value is just like, we don't have any attachment to anything around us. Every time we look on the news, we're talking about how the cops apparently hate the citizens because they're trying to kill us and everything like that. Delegitimize the cops. Now people want to, there's always been an amendment to heavy weapons, but now people, militias, groups, you see groups of people with their guns walking through the streets and whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. So it's like the government got guns. Yeah, they're the government. It's the government. Are you going to, if Russia decided to invade the United States, are you going to stop them? John, with your AK and your limited ammo in your house? Or are you going to leave your house and go fight the Russians if they invaded? Even though that would never happen. It's scary, bro. And I love the United States. I really do. I love the idea of the United States. I love what you can do here, what you can be here, how you can feel here. I feel like a lot of that stuff needs to be reintroduced. Like a lot of that community. There's like a loss of community, a loss of like what the family means in the United States. Like it's social media. People's distracted.
For example, there's the Exchange Buffet restaurants that I mentioned.
Yes.
And I actually remember going to those. And
So
Exchange
just
Buffet.
explain what's going
The
on.
Exchange Buffet, you go in and you go through the line and pick up your own food, and then you bring your dishes over there, and then you come to the cashier and you tell the cashier how much you owe.
And there were 70 some of these restaurants there were a lot of them in New York. Dozens. All
right, and they lasted for 78 years. In the 1960s, they collapsed because people no longer were honest.
I want to mention one thing that you say right at the end of the book, that really what we need more than anything else, perhaps, is common decency.
Yes.
And we've kind of lost that.
It isn't common anymore. I mean, when I was going to school and we'd have fights on the schoolyard grounds, when one guy was clearly beaten, whoever was the toughest kid in the crowd would simply step in and stop it. And the other guy said, "You want to fight? You can fight me."
But that's what we need in the public square now.
Yes. But I mean, there's only so much the police can do. If you don't have common decency, the cops are not going to be able to handle it. And especially when everyone is second guessing it. I love it when people who have never fired a gun in their lives say, "Why do the cops fire so many guns?" Now, at one time, I taught pistol shooting in the Marine Corps. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest that they fired so many things under those conditions. But people can't be knowledgeable about everything, but they can be knowledgeable about the extent of their own ignorance, even if they have PhDs.
That's what I said. Education is the most important thing right now. Stop sugarcoating it. Tell it how it is. Tell us from an early age too, man. Teach these kids the truth, man. That's how you create productive citizens, not citizens who sit around and whine for themselves and expect the state and other people to provide for them. No, we need citizens who want to work, have a drive, and have a dream. Yeah, man, Thomas Sowell. Let me know if you want to see more of him down in the comments. I enjoyed this video. I enjoyed reacting to him. Make sure that like button, subscribe, and share. We're up to 10K subscribers. We will see you next time, LBB. Peace.